Hello everybody, my name is Stupid Ninja, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build my mini LEGO G1 Ironhide. Alongside his practically identical counterpart, Ratchet, Ironhide has also always been one of my favorite Transformers. His rash personality, countered by Ratchet's innate ability to put people in their place, makes for some really good contrasts in a story. Ironhide is one of the oldest Autobots, older than Ratchet, and even Optimus Prime. I have never built a G1 Ironhide, but I have built a movie version which you can find by clicking the link in the corner up there. Instead of just copying my G1 Ratchet and making him red, I decided to completely redesign him, giving him much nicer robot mode and a pretty nice looking vehicle mode as well. Personally, I think this guy is actually one of my best mini Transformers yet, and I really enjoyed building him for the most part. The leg transformation was very challenging, and I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I think it looks pretty good, all things considered, especially the size. Before I really get into anything, I just want to mention this video's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in art, design, animation, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access, so you can join the classes and communities that are just right for you and your New Year goals. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or even career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving in 2019. Skillshare is also super affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. Join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare right now. The first 500 of my subscribers to use the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial. I personally think that Skillshare offers an amazing service, and after using it for just a few days, I can confidently say that all the hype around it is genuinely earned. It's an amazing site that can teach you a lot of amazing things. Again, big thank you to Skillshare. If you want to support them, just click the link in the description below. Now I'll get into some vehicle mode comparisons, then I'll move on to transformation and robot mode comparisons, then finally I'll show you guys how to build this little Ironhide here. Setting Ironhide off to the side, first of all, here he is compared to a minifigure. As you can see here, he is not the biggest thing I've made, but also quite large compared to this minifigure in general, so there you have that. Now here he is compared to his movie counterpart. This used to be actually one of my favorite Transformers I've ever made, and now I think it's this guy. Just because these both came out so incredibly well. They're actually very similar in size. You can just see that right there. I think they look pretty cool together. Just seeing the modern day reincarnation and the old original version next to each other is pretty cool. So, there you go. Now, of course, here is Ironhide with his counterpart, Ratchet. Both of them look very similar to each other. Obviously, Ironhide has the curved pieces here, and he's much longer, and has the pieces here that are sticking out at the top. You probably already guessed what those are, but yeah. I tried to fill the gaps the same way I did with Ratchet, and I think it came out very nice. Generally, his transformation is very similar to Ratchet's, but I changed a lot of things to make him more efficient and have better articulation, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But there you have that. They look very cool together in my opinion. Now here is Ironhide compared to Bumblebee, and yeah, not much to say about that one. And finally, here is Ironhide compared to Optimus Prime, his best friend. And yeah, I really do like the way these guys look next to each other. Now, here is a lineup of pretty much all the G1 car formers I have right now. So these guys look pretty cool next to each other. I really like this lineup. I think it's coming along very nicely. I will continue to make G1 characters until this gets huge, so that should be pretty cool. Now we can get into the transformation, and it's actually a very cool transformation, even though it's very similar to Ratchet's, but I think done much better. So what you're going to want to do first is just swing the legs out and then rotate them down and into place like that. Next, what you're going to want to do is just transform the feet, and that's very simple. Just swivel that forward, kind of move that back a little bit until that is about in the center, and you can shift it back right there. And that should be the finished leg. So very simple legs, but look so much better than Ratchet's. And you can do the same thing there. Of course, this piece will pop off because it's just a 1x2, but you can do this anyway. Just swivel that around, push that in, and collapse the foot into the leg. And there you have both of the legs transformed and ready to go. And it's looking pretty good so far. Now just get to the arms here. Those are very simple. They rotate out. I'm very proud of this. So much better than Ratchet's. Just rotate the arms out. Then you can take this, pull it out of the head socket. This is his gun. Very nice. Rotate the head around. Pull it out of the chest cavity, obviously. Rotate that around and put it back in. And now you can work on the arms, and he's already beginning to take shape. Now you can fold the arms down, rotate them around, take the hand, flip that out, and then kind of straighten these pieces there, then flip that back in. So he does have massive forearms, but you hardly notice that when you have him posed like this. So do the same on the other side. And there you have Ironhide in his very nice looking robot mode. Now, to transform his gun, all you're going to want to do is swivel this around. Sorry, it's blurry. Just swivel that around like that. That is his gun. Very simple. And that just pops right into his hand right there. If I can get it. There we go. That just pops right into his hand and is huge. It's not completely accurate to the cartoon, but then again, his legs are pretty movie-esque. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But here is Ironhide in his completed robot mode. And I really, really love the way this guy turned out. I think he looks fantastic. His articulation's great. He looks really good in robot mode. I think the gun looks great. Came out better than I expected. Could be a little bit more accurate, and I did build in a more accurate version, but it just didn't fit in the vehicle mode, so I decided not to use it. Love the legs. I think the legs are so much better than Ratchet's. The feet actually have ankle pivot, so that's really cool. Yeah, I like the length of the legs. I think that looks really good too. All in all, I really do like how this guy came out. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Now, just a quick overview of posability, since he has so much. You can rotate the head, obviously. The arms do move up and down. Obviously, they move forward and back, and rotate at the elbow, and bend at the elbow. Looks kind of funny, but I think it works. I suppose you could switch the arm around like that if you wanted to have a bit more of a natural bend, but then you have kind of a weird looking forearm there with the anti-studs. Anyway, legs do move forward, still not that much like Ratchet, but oh well, I tried to fix it. They do move out a lot, obviously. They actually bend at the knee, much better than Ratchet, I think. And the foot is very nice. It can move down, up, and has a very nice ankle pivot. So, all in all, this guy's articulation is some of the best I've made in any Transformer so far. Now, we can get to some comparisons, and finally, again, I will show you how to build him. So, setting Ironhide off to the side, here he is, first of all, compared to a minifigure. Yeah, now he towers over the minifigure. He used to be about as tall as one, but now he is twice the size, so very much like that. Now here is G1 Ironhide compared to his movie counterpart, and yeah, that's a huge difference. Yeah, G1 Ironhide really towers over movie Ironhide by quite a bit. There is that. It's very interesting. Now here is G1 Ironhide compared to G1 Ratchet, and yeah, you can really see I changed a ton of stuff. I didn't want to actually just copy-paste for another video. I wanted to do better than I did last time and make something like this guy, which I really think is a huge, massive step up from this original Ratchet. It's actually quite surprising how different they are, but that's that. Now here is Generation 1 Ironhide compared to a G1-esque Optimus Prime. Obviously this is, well, not obviously, but this is intended to be Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, but definitely passes as a Generation 1 version, so you can see how they scale up to each other right there. Now here is Ironhide compared to Bumblebee. Whoops, so yeah, this isn't all that amazing, but there you go. Anyway, here they all are in a bit of a lineup. They all look very nice together. Yeah, there you go. And now, finally, just for fun, here is Ironhide compared to my favorite Decepticon, Shockwave. I think that looks great. Now that all that stuff is done, we can finally get into how to build this guy. So let's get right to that. Here are all the pieces you will be needing to build his legs and torso section. So you can just look at those there and get what you need. Now, to start off building Ironhide, what you're first going to want to grab is a Travis brick, as with 90% of my builds. Next, of course, you're going to want to build the wheels, the front wheel mechanism. 1x3 on a brick with a stud on each side, and on top of that I just have a stud, a plate, and another stud for the wheel. That will all pop on right there, and this will just pop right onto the front of the Travis brick, as you can see right there. And now you can take a claw piece right there that will pop right into the Travis brick. And then for the head assembly, it's very simple. You're just going to want to build this little piece, which is a 1x3 hinge with a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 studded plate right there. And that's going to actually go facing that direction. The head, very simple as well, 1x1 with a stud on the side, and the head is pretty obvious, just a slope and a stud. That's going to go on the anti-stud side. And then for the side with the stud on it, you're going to take one of these special corner pieces. Don't know what it's called, but I will call it a 1x1 corner piece. That is so when it's in vehicle mode, there's a nice separation between that and the stud down there, so it doesn't actually hit the stud in vehicle mode. And it works very well. So that is the main torso abdomen section. Now you can work on building the leg. What you're going to want to do to build the leg is just build what I have here and then reverse it for the other leg. That's what I normally do, and so that's what I'm going to do right here. Simply take a 1x3 hinge with a 1x1 clip right there in any color. And then for the knee, it's a 1x1 horizontal clip with another 1x3 hinge and a plate on the hinge. And that will all pop on right there. So you can see there, both the legs are different. Now, take a 1x2 bracket piece that goes up. Place that on right there. You can kind of even those pieces out. Now before you put on the leg plates, just put on the foot. It's very simple. Just a clip with a stud on it. And the foot itself is one of these interesting pieces. I'm not sure what to call it. This nozzle piece, this weird megaphone piece, that will go on right there as a connection for the foot. And then the foot itself is just one of these 1x2 pieces with the slope on it. Then I just use a red clip right there for the ankle, and of course that will pop on. You can slide that to the top, and that should sit like that. And then finally you're going to need two 1x2 plates. One will go there, and the other will go at the top of the thigh to close up the gap in vehicle mode. And now you can take your other leg. I'm just going to transform this real quick, and you can plug both legs into the abdomen section, just like that. There you have half of Ironhide complete. Now we can work on his chest and weapon. Now here is a bit of the chest section and gun of Ironhide all taken apart. If you want to pause it now, you can just get all the pieces you need and we can start building. What you're first going to want to build with his chest section is the top of the chest, which is very simple. Just a 2x3 right there, and then a 1x2 on the bottom. And on each side, you're going to place a 1x1 for the headlight. Just on each side right there, both headlights. The windshield, very simple. 1x1 with a cheese slope on top of it in light blue. And then take two 1x2s on each side for the shoulder section. And for the shoulder itself, again, very simple, just this piece, this special piece. I know not many people have this, but it's so useful and it really helped with this build. So there's really no other alternative unless you just build Ratchet in red. It's just a 1x2 hinge piece there that will go on right like that. And you can put the other one on as well, but I will do that last. Now you can take a 1x2 arch piece, place that right there for stability, and this should be able to turn freely right there because it has a curved edge to it. And now, to build the arm itself, just take a 1x1 with a stud on the side and a claw clip piece there. And then for the actual arm itself, it's just a clip, 1x3 hinge, 2 plates. That will go on just like that. The hand, of course, will go on top of that. It's just a horizontal clip. Then for the top of the arm, it's just a 1x2 with another 1x2 on top so that it all evens out and looks flush like that. Of course, that will pop on right there, and you don't actually need to reverse anything for this. You just need to build the exact same thing and place it on the other side, just like that. For his weapon, very, very simple. Half pin right in the bottom of a 1x1 brick with a stud in the side, and then of course another one of these weird nozzle pieces that will go right in there. Then for the handle, it's another one of these 1x1 bricks with a stud in the side, except this time you place a plate on top of that and then one of these special weird little pieces right there with the bar on it, and that will of course pop on right there. Then finally, to cover it all up in vehicle mode, you'll place this on the back, and that's just a 1x2 with another 1x2 on it, and of course that rotates around for robot mode so he can hold his weapon. But yeah, that is the weapon, and these actually don't go together. This connects to his head, so now you can take both of the pieces you made and put them together. In order to do that, you're going to want to separate the legs and pull the headpiece down, and then take the chest piece and pop that onto that stud. So that anti-stud right there, that one, should go right onto that stud, just like this. And then of course there should be enough space between the arms for the head module to fit through, just like that, and that should fit nicely in its place and straighten everything out. Now you can close the legs and at the same time just adjust the arms, whoops, and make sure nothing pops off or breaks. Gotta say, his knees are pretty fragile, but only if you misuse them. If you remain consistent, then they won't fall off. But there you go. That's pretty much Ironhide. Then you can just take his weapon, pop that into the head socket right there. It should fit just like that. It'll separate the legs just a little bit because of the handle of the weapon, but that doesn't matter, actually evens the leg distance out right there. That should complete Ironhide, and there he is, back in his vehicle mode. That is pretty much it for this build. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this build and if you built it yourself, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more stuff like this. Don't forget to check out Skillshare by clicking the link in the description, and don't forget to check out my MocHub page. I have some stuff there you can buy, as well as some stuff I'm working on uploading. Still, I know it's taken a while, but MocHub is surprisingly slow. That's all I have to say for now, and thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.